What's up, guys, and welcome to the Biltmore. We are here with one of my best friends, Ken, and I was in his wedding a few weeks ago. Just an amazing guy, and we are here at his new build. And I kind of just want to interview him a little bit and show how the process went when he bought this place, and kind of the little creative stuff that you sometimes have to come up with to close a property like this. So Ken, thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So what made you decide on this property? Because I know we looked at a lot of other stuff before, and you sent this to me one day, and this had been on the market for like 100 or 200 days, I think.
Maybe longer.
Yeah,
a long time.
Yeah, and you said from like the start, you're like, hey, this is my house.
So the term in real estate is location, 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 and this checked every box.
Yeah.
It was just under 1 full acre in the Biltmore, which in my opinion is one of the best locations in all of Phoenix. So for me, it was location, the size of the property, and the house faced south, which was really important to me, and I had great views out the back of the house north to Piosta and Squaw Peak.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge so far with getting this off the ground? Like, I know there were roots growing out of the shower, like it was not pretty, and it kind of started as a remodel and turned into a new build. So just walk us through that a little bit.
The hardest part for me is I'm not like a very organized person in my personal or work life. I'm a sales guy. I'm very outgoing. So for me, if I can give anyone any advice, if you're going to build or remodel a house, just you need to be really organized. And I probably wasn't the most organized, and that's hurt me a little bit. But the good news is
that's why you got married, though. Yeah,
that's where I was going.
Yes.
So after I got the house, I met Tiffany. We got married, and she's been a godsend, and she has helped cross every T and dot every I. So for me, I'm sure we'll talk about some of the other stuff later. The hardest part was just how much organization goes into doing something like this.
Yeah. So shout out to Budget Blinds too. It's a company that you and Tiffany have together. If you want to tell us a little bit about that and just plug your business in there for a minute, you know?
So
get you the chance.
My wife and I own Budget Blinds of North and East Phoenix. That's her full-time job. We have 2 territories here in Phoenix, and we sell window treatments. So both residential and commercial, but most of our business is residential window treatments.
What are you most excited about this house?
I am most excited, not only the location, but God willing, to start a family.
Yeah.
And we planned a very big open space for this to be the focal point of the house. I think we made the rooms a little bit smaller, but purposely knowing that we wanted to entertain, have family. If you'll notice, we have a 30-foot door wall that we're really excited about with a covered patio. It's gonna have a rooftop patio on top of that. And we're really looking forward to entertaining and having a family and having people over for the holidays and enjoying what most people enjoy in Arizona, which is the wintertime and just that open air lifestyle.
Do you feel like it's worth it building something ground up where you can kind of decide and like customize it towards your family compared to buying something that's already done and you kind of just accept that it is what it is, you know?
For us, I would say yes, that was the path we chose. There's a lot of new build opportunities, you know, further out throughout metropolitan Phoenix. But if you want to be in I wouldn't necessarily say the heart of the city, but in a favorable location, your options are limited. So for us, it was the best choice, and I'm glad that we did it. We also put a very large garage on the side to help us with our home business.
Shout out to your dad too, because he was a big reason why he wanted a big garage too. Just like Detroit guy, lots of cars. Yeah. He wanted a few extra cars in the garage. I know when you bought it, we were talking about the lifts and everything, and yeah.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So in addition to the family and the entertaining, a big reason why I built a bigger garage is because my father is retired. He's 75 years old. And I wanted to make sure him and I had something to share here in Arizona.
He's a beauty, by the way. He's a legit beauty.
Yeah, my father's a master mechanic by trade. I cannot wrench on a car, but he can. That's what he loves to do. And I wanted to create a space for us to share that time out in the garage when he's here visiting the winters.
So we ran into a little bit of an issue. Ken was 2 or 3 days from closing, I think.
Right.
And his lender, which I did not recommend.
He did not.
His lender was going to be 2 or 3 days delayed with closing. So that's when I go to the other agent and I kind of just like explain the story and everything, and I'm asking for a few extra days, right? What I didn't know is he had a backup offer on this place.
Not a big one,
small one.
It's only $10,000.
Yeah. So, but it was $10,000 more, and he thought that he could get our earnest money plus the extra $10,000 for his client. So, when all the docs were not at title 2 days before closing, which they're supposed to be, he sent a cure notice to us. So what a cure notice is, it kind of forces us. So we have 3 days basically to close escrow, and if we don't close, then we are out, and the backup offer slides in. So Ken and I worked on a very creative solution, and we found a way to get hard money in 2 days and close on this property in the correct way, and then the lender refinanced when he was done with the loan and everything, which actually took 2 weeks, not 3 days. So like things like this, it's important that you work with someone that knows what they're doing and kind of have the connections and everything to guide you through something like this, because I think like your earnest was like 40 grand or something that you worked. So yeah.
And I believe we talked to 2 different hard money people and discussed and chose which one was best for the situation.
Yeah. So another shout out to Kayak, because they're the best hard money lender in town. So they've helped me out a lot.
Yes. Yeah, they have a mature fund. We're a lot of hard money people.
Yes.
It's just a quick buck that they have privately, and it's a very well-ran fund for these types of situations.
What was the difference with working with me compared to working with someone else?
That's a very good question. One of the biggest differentiators for me happened after the whole sale completed, and it means a lot to me how you handled the situation. So this was supposed to be a remodel, as you had mentioned. It was never supposed to be a tear down and a rebuild. And when I told you I was gonna do that, you had called me back, I think 2 or 3 days later, and said, Ken, I wanna talk to you about the decision you're making right now. Are you sure you wanna do this? And I said, yeah, why? And you said, well, when we talked about this deal, you told me your budget was X, and you told me you had X amount for a remodel. This number is way bigger. Do you feel comfortable doing this? And that meant a lot to me, not only as a friend, but as a professional in the real estate industry, because most realtors, once the transaction's over, they don't care. They move on, next deal, whether they're friends with you or not.
Yeah.
You took the time to understand what I was doing because you knew what my goals and objectives were, and you called me later to have a conversation with me about whether or not I was making the right decision.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge differentiator that a lot of people in the real estate industry, specifically realtors, don't do for their clients, and it means a lot.
Oh, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted the referral anyway. Super excited to like see it when it's done. Super excited to have some drinks at the patio with you and see your future little ones running around here, you know? So yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.